All right. So again, today's a new moon, the second new moon in April. And so we'll focus on setting that intention. The new moon is a time to set an intention for the next lunar cycle, for the month of May, the mystical month of May. It's a time for going inward and reflecting, giving ourselves a chance to restore and relax, connecting to our feminine qualities, which are the lunar qualities, the time of peace and calm, and just slowing down, and giving ourselves that permission to slow down, slowing down our breath, slowing down our thoughts, which will all naturally lower our blood pressure, lower our heart rate, and just bring us greater peace. And if we can reside in peace within and without, then we will extend that to everybody we meet, and other people will start being more peaceful around us. And so it's that ripple effect. And so we just start by taking some deep breaths, breathing in our nose. And these first breaths, if you'd like, you can breathe out your mouth and just let it all out. So taking a slow, luxurious breath in. And if you're able to, holding it at the top of the breath for a few counts. And then slowly sighing it out. And as you sigh out, allowing any tension, any thoughts, anything from the week that you've brought in with you to just melt off your body and into the earth. And then again, a slow, luxurious breath in, holding it at the top of the breath. That slow, luxurious sigh out, melting it all off. And then one more. Breathing in, just slowing down. Each breath is a little bit slower. Making sure to just take that time, even just doing the breathing when you're feeling any anxiousness during the week. And now as we're breathing in, we're going to try, if you're able, to only breathe in and out your nose, allowing that pause naturally at the top and bottom of the breath, but never in an uncomfortable way. And we start breathing full breaths. And if our breathing is full breaths, they talk about as breathing into lower dantian, and that just means you're breathing so that your lower abdomen is expanding with the breath, because your diaphragm will be pushing down on it. You can have your hands on your heart as we set an intention to allow ourselves to go inward and to find that calm and the peace, that intuition, and listening to our intuition, trusting our intuition. And we set our roots. We want to have the top of our head connected to the heavens, open. So the top of our head is pointing, the crown chakra is blossoming to the heavens and receiving, being receptive to the energy from the cosmos, from the heavens. And the bottom of our feet are connected. If you're sitting, you want to make sure your feet are flat on the floor. You can wiggle your toes and start sending your roots deep into the earth. You have that third root again from the bottom of your spine. Your knees are relaxed, which opens your spine, opens your sacrum. So you have that roots, sending them deep into the earth, connecting to all of life, which at this time of the year in the spring is such a gorgeous time, with the azaleas and the rhododendrons here are starting to bloom, and the tulips are still blooming. When you feel that connection, you can even give a a little bit of a tug to start the flow of energy coming up from the earth, coming up through your legs into your root chakra, your sacral chakra, up your spine, and up to your crown chakra. And so within each inhale, you can just be bringing the energy up, just slowly up your legs, up through your spine. And then as you exhale, just allowing it to descend again. And as you bring it up, your crown chakra is the 1,000-petaled lotus. So you can imagine the flower blossoming at the top of your head with each inhale. Then on our next inhale, just slowly start moving your arms, allowing them to start rising also with the inhale, not rushing, and then lowering. Again, this move is very grounding because your hands, the palms of your hands are facing the ground. And so although they're floating on the clouds, they're also grounding as you lower them, and they're helping you to slow your breath. So your inhale as you're lifting them up, that pause as they change directions, and the slow, calming exhale as you ground and your hands slowly, your arms slowly come down. And in the handout, he says to do each move 9 times. You just do it what you feel like. You could just do this move, allowing your breath to calm, doing this at different times of the day, doing it first thing in the morning before you get out of bed to help slow you down for the day. Your eyes can be opened or closed, and if they're open, they're just unfocused. We're trying to let go of our senses and dwell within in that peace, the stillness within. This one just naturally opens up, opening up on the mountaintop. And so when you're ready, you'll open your arms up when they reach the level of your heart, and then closing, bringing the energy in, and then slowly lowering. And again, lifting up and opening to the day, opening up on the mountaintop, opening to what is, accepting with gratitude this new day. Or if it's the end of your day, accepting with gratitude what came to you during the day. It's also nice to extend out that gratitude and love to all beings as you open up your heart. Sending out a prayer or just sending out love to all beings. And each time you can extend further. So initially you can extend it within your own home to your family. And then you can begin on the next one to extend it within your neighborhood. So your bubble of bliss and love and gratitude. And then sending it within your whole city or town. And you may feel that I'm too small. I can't do that, but you can, and it's amazing. And then sending it out to your whole country, just allowing our country to fill our balls of bliss. And then, of course, bathing our whole planet in love and bliss and blessings. And then sending it out to our whole solar system, bathing our whole solar system, expanding our ball of love and bliss and gratitude and appreciation. And then finally, sending it out to our whole universe, our whole galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. And then finally, bringing it back in and wrapping your arms around your heart, placing your hands on your just in front of your shoulders, your arms crossed just below your wrist, crossing over your heart as you embrace yourself with love and bliss, residing in the peace within and without. Gratitude that you're taking this time in your day to slow down and bless your day and bless everyone you meet with your calmness and serenity. And your hands just drop and we'll carry the rainbow. So your upper hand is above your head. Your arms are half of your rainbow. You can rock back and forth. You can lean down if you like. It's a side to side. And you're carrying a rainbow. And it's rainbow season as the sun comes out as it's raining. And we'll walk through the colors of the rainbow, the red, that is our root chakra, the earth element, stability and balance. Into the orange, which is the water element, our emotions, which are harmonized and serene. And into the golden yellow, the fire element, our manifestation of our intentions. And into green, the air element, our heart chakra, representing love and gratitude. And into blue, the element of ether, our throat chakra, voicing our intentions with love, because our words create our reality. And into our third eye chakra, which is that deep indigo blue, our inner looking, which is a great time during the new moon to look inward with clarity and calmness. And finally, the purple of the crown chakra is our lotus blossoms. And our hands will come down and we'll separate the clouds as we lift up and separate the clouds, bringing our arms down to the sides slowly. And you can scoop down and then bring them up through the center. And we're separating the cloudy fogginess that might still be in our heads, in our thoughts, any thoughts that we're clinging on to, any emotions, any sensations or distractions. We're allowing them to dissipate as we separate those clouds. Our breath slowing down even more. Your hands can come up through the center however you like, and always only going at your levels. Don't ever overextend your arms. Remembering to smile. You can allow your eyes to follow up your hands, but you want to keep the top of your head as best you can, always to the crown chakra facing the heavens, the cosmos. And it's really nice. I'm going to pause after this one, place my hands on my heart. You can do a few more if you need to. And just go within and abide in that serenity for a few moments. Your elbows drop to your waist, and we start twisting from side to side as we carry the silk cloth. So our hands are just rotating. Again, the upper hand has the image of it's pushing, but it's really all the movement of our waist. The lower hand is just in the receptive. And so you can feel the ball of chi or the silk cloth as it's going between your hands. And you can send out intentions with this one, with your hand that is up above, sending out intentions that all may reside in peace within and without. And again, at the same time, your lower hand is in the receptive. So that intention of serenity for all beings and all that you meet today. And that intention that you yourself may reside in peace within and without. Your breath just naturally is with the movement. Do a full breath to each side, or you can try and do an inhale on one side and your exhale on the other side. And then we will transition into the rowing. So your arms drop down and coming up over. So big rowing movement. Or swimming across the sea of samsara. So swimming through the illusion, the lake or the sea, however big you want it to be. And you're just swimming or rowing, and we're pushing the illusions, all those things behind us. Just separating the veil and stepping in to our true reality. Do one more big swimming movement. And again, you can do this with small movements, or you can do large movements. And so you can keep doing a few more, or if you feel like you made it to the other side, you can pause for a moment. Stepping out of the lake, now we're in that place of serenity. We've stepped out of the illusion. Taking a few breaths. Now we're going to scoop the water. So one hand scoops the water, and we look at the palm of our hand, looking at the sunlight through our fingertips. The palm of your hand, Lao Gong, and they call it the worker's palace. So you can think of it as all the farmers. We work with our hands and all the artisans, but it's also the worker's palace because it's where your heart chakra opens up. And so your heart is our worker, and it lives in the palace of the pericardium, which protects it. And so this is where the pericardium channel opens up. You can even do, you can imagine scooping up different gems, and again, walking through the rainbow. So the earth chakra into a ruby red gem. And just looking at your palm and seeing that stability of the red. And then orange, which is our emotions, the water element, and the stability and serenity of your emotions. And then the golden yellow, I think that's citronella. So you can see a golden yellow gem, or the golden sunlight, representing the fire element that we manifest with grace and gratitude. And then emerald green, which is our heart with love, nourishing others with our love. And then an aquamarine blue, which is our words, that our words also reflect our heart with love and gratitude. And then that deep purple blue, which is our clarity, our insight, our intuition, and trusting our intuition. And then the amethyst, the purple stone, which reflects our openness and our receptivity to our voice within, trusting our intuition. And do one more, looking at the sunlight. And then the next one, as we scoop, we look at both hands. And if you're standing, your back foot, you're on your toes. And this is looking at the moonlight. So we're in the new moon. So it's a time, again, the moon is a reflection of our feminine qualities, which is intuition and nourishing. That's self-nourishment as well as nourishing others. The moon also represents serenity and sincerity. So that sincerity also to ourself, and that all of our words be serene and sincere. And I talked about being that reflection of the moon, being that calm, so calm that the moon reflects and there's no ripples. And then I read another quote that rather than being the reflection, that you should be the moon. So you don't even have to be the reflection. So something to ponder, and then you can pause for a moment, or you can do a few more moonlights. It's really nice to pause. Hands on your lower abdomen if you prefer, or on your heart. So I had a teacher who said we do a little bit of something and then a little bit of nothing. So the question is, which part is a little bit of something and which part is a little bit of nothing? So now we do the lotus leaf. So we're going to grasp the lotus leaf. So your feet technically don't move. You can bend your knees if you like, but the movement is in your hands. And so you reach out a little bit and turn your fingertips and catch the lotus leaf as it's falling in that moonlight or in the sunlight. And the lotus is very delicate, so we want loose fists as we catch it. You can have different qualities as you catch it, qualities of love that you want to bring into your day, of gratitude. It can be all different colors. Your lotus can be any color you want, it can be as sparkly as you want. Quality of appreciation, of that appreciation for ourselves, as well as appreciation for others. and that joyful appreciation that when something wonderful happens, to find that joy for other people. And also serenity and peace. They're lotus blossoms. There's no rush, no hurry, but be playful with it. Like children catching leaves when they run around and they're just always smiling. And this will naturally turn into the cloud hands. So your upper hand is, your arm is not moving. Your hands are just going up and down in front of you, but your body is twisting side to side. The lower hand can be however you like. It can be up, receptive. It can be down and grounding, or it can just be towards you. And you're just looking at the hand as your body turns, looking at the palm of your hand. And you're just letting go if there's any residual thoughts that you're still holding on to, or you can just look at the palm of your hand and remember that's the Lao Gong. That is your worker's palace. That is your heart. And just how you want your heart, the reflections, the intuition, the calmness, the serenity. If you're standing again, this one you can play around with your posture. If you want to be your knees bent, kind of in horse stance. Your shoulders should be relaxed. You're just looking at your hands. You can keep doing that for a couple more, or you can pause the space in between. And the next moves are the water moves. So we step to one side. It doesn't really matter which side you go to first. And we're going to scoop up the water with both hands. And then we lean back as we look up a little bit and allow ourselves to be showered by these healing waters. And then again, you lean forward, scooping up the water. If you're standing up, your front knee bends, and then your back knee bends as you lean back. And your eyes can just follow the movement of your hands. You scoop down as low as you want. And then allowing these healing, nurturing waters. They're cleansing you. And so we take a shower every day to give our bodies a cleanse, but this is cleansing our spirit, cleansing the inside, cleansing our mind. So any residual thoughts, just giving us that soul bath within. We'll do one more to the side. If you ever have the chance to be by a river or at the ocean, these moves are really fun to do right with your feet at the edge of the ocean or even in the water. And we'll step to the other side and we do it again to the side. And if you're standing, your front foot, as you go back, your front leg becomes straight and you actually lift the toes of your front foot as your back leg bends and takes most of your weight. So your front leg is taking most of your weight, and then the back leg is taking like 90% of your weight. And this is also often when I move to the second side, if there's somebody in your life who you know needs some extra healing waters, cleansing, you can envision them just very clearly and with intention. Just imagine that you're helping to give them a shower. that most of our illnesses actually come from within at a deeper level, and they manifest at the physical level. And so, unless we're able to, rather than just putting a Band-Aid on, we're going to help to clean out any of those residual thoughts, to find the peace within. And we'll do one more to this side. Your breath following your motions. Bring your foot in and we step to the other side. And now we're in this wave pool. We're in the healing waters. And we're just, our hands, our arms are not really moving much forward. The body is moving. And so we're doing this rocking motion again. And your hands, you're just moving with the water. You're in this gentle moving water. And the water is very nurturing. These are those healing waters, the healing springs that they talk about in all the classic books. You have found them. They're always here within you. And it's a new moon, and so the sky, you can see all the stars. The Milky Way, you can see beyond the Milky Way. You're just residing in the stillness. You're like in the womb of the earth, in the womb of creation. And you're just feeling that nurturing, healing waters cleansing you. And you step back and we step to the other side. And we just continue this slow rocking motion. Again, your breath just following the motions, never rushing. And again, you can envision if there's somebody in your life who needs these healing waters, they can be part of this motion with you. Because we are all there. We all reside in these healing waters. They're always in us. We don't have to go anywhere to look for them. Just need to use your thoughts. If you're ever with somebody and you can tell they're feeling really rough, you don't even have to do the motion. You can just find the peace within that you feel right now and just extend it to them at that moment. You come back, you can do that a few more times and then just rest. And imagine you're floating on your back in the water under that new moon sky where there's only the light of all the stars. You're just gazing up at it, completely safe. Seeing beyond infinity. Seeing beyond time. Seeing beyond space. Seeing that there's only love. And that love heals all. And we step out again to the first side and we do the dove flying. So this time we're scooping in chi into our heart chakra. And so you're forward and back. And you can just do it in one direction. I am in my sunroom, and so I'm surrounded by flowers. So you can also, if you go outside and you're in a beautiful garden area, you can do this in all different directions. You can do it facing, leaning back and scooping in the energy from the beautiful spring green trees, or down and pull in the energy from the tulips. You can also just close your eyes and imagine yourself in the most beautiful garden or a forest, and you're gathering the chi from all around into your heart, and then stepping in and facing the other direction, or you can just make a circle around, gathering chi, Our teacher would just randomly, you could tell when people were feeling ruffled on the silent retreat, and would just randomly have us all get up and go outside into the forest and just do this motion for like 5 minutes. And everybody would be smiling by the end of it. And so it's your practice. Be playful. It's your practice to nourish yourself so that you can nourish others, that you can awaken this calmness in them too. And then your hands, you can keep gathering, drop so your elbows are at your waist. And we do the happy dragon coming out of the water. And so your fists are called the dragon, but they're happy dragons. They're loose fists and you're punching forward, but they're dragons coming out of the water, being very playful. You can, if you're standing, you can squat down as much as you like. You do want, and just smiling. You're like in a chariot and these dragons are pulling you through the water. And you're just being playful and laughing. And just imagine yourself as a child or surrounded with children that you know, and they're just being playful. And the dolphins can be jumping around you and the whales, and everything's wonderful. In the moonlight or in the clearness of the new moon. And then we'll just drop down into, our hands drop down, into the eagle or the phoenix. They talk about when it's a eclipse, so today is a solar eclipse, that ring of fire that I've seen pictures of is like the phoenix. So we're all like a phoenix. That they say goes through the change of the life cycle. So it going through the ring of fire, and that gets rid of any of the residual things that we need to leave behind. And so we talk about as a rebirth, but it's a way of getting rid of the things that no longer serve you. Those thoughts, those emotions, the things we're holding on to that really don't serve us. And we're coming out into that bright starlight or sunlight. And as the eagle, if you're standing, you squat down, and then you'll stand up on your toes if you're able to. Your hands kind of cross at the top and at the bottom. And you can also then, as you've come through the phoenix, through your ring of fire, you can now spread the love, the joy, full blessings to all. So as you're flying around the universe, extending your mind as far as you want, sending blessings of bliss so that all may awaken and blossom to their full potential. And we'll pause after this one and take a few breaths. Seeing our phoenix rising. Then our hands drop down and we bring them, it doesn't matter which direction you go. We're going to do the windmill. And so your hands can face each other, and it's talked about as the windmill, and you're just going around in circles. If you're standing, you can squat down and get your whole body into the motion. Your eyes can follow your hands if that doesn't make you dizzy. You can also, if your shoulders don't allow that, you can just keep your hands in this. I always imagine this one as the prayer wheel. So in Tibetan Buddhism, they have these ginormous prayer wheels, and you turn them with your prayer, your intentions. And so you really do have to use both hands and your whole body to turn the whole wheel. And so the difference is we're going to change directions now. So you go the other direction. So whichever direction you went first, now you're going the other direction. You can do a full breath for each direction, but you are the prayer wheel. It's not that you're turning a prayer wheel, you are the prayer wheel. Not in a dizzy way, but in a beautiful way, sending intentions into the wind of love for all beings. Then your hands come down to the side, and this is opposite hand and opposite leg. And so you are like a marionette. There's strings on the back of your palms and on the top of your feet. And my skirt is not allowing me to lift my one leg. You're lifting opposite hand and opposite foot. And so if you're standing, this is really good for balance. You're going very slowly. And so you're stepping through samsara. So again, the illusion. So you're a giant, and you kind of bob up and down a little bit because your knees are bent. Your hands are always moving, so they actually pass each other. Can't quite do that with your legs if you're standing up because one has to be on the ground. And you're tiptoeing through the daisies, basically. You're a giant, ginormous, and you're not stepping on a single flower because you're so gentle. Each of those steps is just so calm and gentle as you step out of the illusion, and you're now in the midst of the most beautiful garden, and we're going to smell the fragrance of the earth. So you scoop down, and this time you keep your hands together. You're holding a basket of flowers, and you bring it up to your nose, and you inhale the fragrance of the basket of the earth. And you bring them down and you allow them to disperse. They can become beautiful flowers, butterflies. And then we're going to scoop down again, and we pick up a basket of flowers. We bring it up slowly as we're inhaling the earth fragrance, and then that deep, slow exhale as we allow it to disperse, becoming butterflies and dragonflies, sending our intentions with it. Pick up another basket, inhaling the fragrance of the earth and allowing those intentions to disperse. And you can walk through the colors and pick up a basket of red roses, the love from the earth, all the bounty of the earth, and allowing the red roses, love, to disperse. And we can pick up the orange lilies. There's some lilies that are starting to bloom really early. And orange is our intuition, our inside, our inner knowing, our emotions, and sending that stability and harmony out into the world. And then the golden yellow tulips that I'm looking at right now, manifesting the serenity of life all around us. And then green. Spring is the time of green. Every shade of green can be in your bouquet. Green is gratitude. So dispersing then the green gratitude to all. And then a basket of blues, these bluebells, inhaling the fragrance of truth and faith and humility of your words, and allowing them to disperse. And then even the deeper, darker blues of our inner intuition, our inner knowing, and trusting ourself. Finally, a basket of purples and violets, and maybe pink in there too. It can be pansies, as we accept our divinity, opening our roof, opening our crown chakra, and we'll do one more basket of every color of flower. Inhaling the scent and then allowing the blossoms to turn into butterflies, dragonflies, placing your hands on your heart for a few moments, allowing your intentions to disperse with love and gratitude and appreciation for all beings. And we place our hands in front of our heart in prayer and rub our hands until we feel a warmth. And then we're going to make them into little cups and place them over our eyes, absorbing the chi from Lao Gong, from our heart, all this chi we've absorbed, and we're sending it into our eyes. Our eyes are one of our sensory organs, and we're just sending them extra love and healing and gratitude. And then your pinky finger drops the inside of your eyebrow, and we're going to just massage around just below your eyebrow along that bone, one finger at a time, as we slowly move out to the outer edge of our eyebrows. And then we're going to move our finger down a little bit, and now we're going to massage the bone under our eyes, going from outside to inside, one finger at a time. You can wipe away any sleep you have. And then just massaging your face. Your hands again have all this beautiful chi, all of this love. And so you're just bathing your face in the chi, cleansing it. You can even pinch your eyebrows from the inside to the out. You can rub the temples. Some people, that helps them. You can rub your nose with your pointer finger, especially for people with allergies, and rub that point at the base of the nose. Using our index fingers, we rub above and below our mouth. These are some acupressure points that we really stimulate. We can rub our ears. And so all around your ears, our ears have all of our body, like the bottom of our feet have represent all our body. You can tug on your ears, just massage behind your ears. Then we can do the thing where you make a circle, the okay sign, so everybody can hear me. And with your middle finger, you're going to close your ears and hum. And when you stop humming, you let go and you feel a popping sound. So you're a bee. It's called bee's breath. So we'll do it 2 more times. It's that garden that we were just in where they're pollinating all the flowers. Massaging our face again, massaging through our hair, massaging our neck, the back of our neck, gently massaging the front of our neck and our throat. Bring our hands and place them on your heart, taking a few breaths with intention. And we've generated a lot of chi, especially working in a group. Whenever you watch this video, you're part of the group. It's amazing how that works. And so placing your hands, if you have an area that needs extra healing, you can place your hands over that area, or you can keep them on your heart. If there is somebody in your life who is maybe has been having tummy issues. A lot of people have that. You place your hands over your tummy. If somebody's going through some healing crisis, just clearly close your eyes and just see a clear picture of them. And place your hands over that part of the body, or just place your hands on your heart. And just send them loving intentions. And then when you're ready, bring your hands back to your own heart and send yourself an extra dose of love and joy and gratitude for taking the time for yourself to be here today, because then you are able to awaken in others that calmness and serenity that you feel. Then your fingertips point towards each other as you slowly and gently, ever so gently, rub your eyes 3 times from the inside to the out as you reawaken to this day, to the glory of this day. Have the most blessed day.